up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Caitlin of Macros and Metcons, and today I'm going to teach you exactly how to lose weight. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how weight loss works and how you can do it yourself. For a lot of my clients, weight loss and fat loss are their primary goals when they start working with me. And the big truth bomb here is that every diet out there works. Paleo can work, clean eating can work, keto works, intermittent fasting works, carnivore can work, tracking macros can work, which is what I teach my clients how to do. And they all work for one reason, in that they create a caloric deficit. Now, a caloric deficit is when you are eating and drinking less than the energy you are expending throughout the day. A calorie, by definition, is the energy needed to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water through 1 degree Celsius. It's equal to 1,000 small calories, and it's basically used to measure the energy value of foods. This is why the phrase goes, burn calories. Now, how do you know how many calories you're burning throughout the day so that you can eat and drink less so that you can lose weight? Well, a lot of times you really can't. Most of the time, your first go at calories is going to be an estimation, but lucky for you, I've got a pretty solid way of figuring out your calories. Now, how do you know how many calories you're burning every day so that you can eat and drink less so that you can lose weight? Well, that's kind of the catch. You don't. Any online calculator you use, or even an equation in a textbook, is going to be an estimate, but lucky for us, through a little trial and error, and the equation I'm about to give you, you can make a pretty good estimate. Now, the difference between fancy equations and the one I'm about to give you is about 5%. And since it involves some trial and error, and you're probably going to adjust anyway, 5% is a pretty small margin. So let's break it down. The first thing you're going to do is use an activity multiplier. So that is going to dictate how much activity you do throughout the day. So you're going to take your body weight and multiply it by one of these following multipliers. And you know which multiplier to use based on you and your activity level. So as an example, if you are a sedentary female, maybe you work an office job, but you still work out 3 to 5 times a week, you want to use the activity multiplier 9 to 10. So you would take your body weight, multiply it by 9 or 10. Don't get caught up in which one you really use. And then that is going to be a calorie intake that is ideal for losing weight for you. Now, if you're an active female, maybe you have an active job, like a bartender or something like that, and you work out 3 to 5 times a week, you're going to use a little bit higher activity multiplier, maybe 10 to 12. Now, on the male side of it, if you're a sedentary male where you work a desk job and you still work out 3 to 5 times a week, you're going to want to multiply your current body weight by 10 to 12. And same thing, if you are an active, if you have an active job and you're a male, bartender, whatever, maybe you're Batman, I don't know, you're going to use a higher activity multiplier, which is going to be 12 to 14. So again, first thing you're going to do, take your body weight, multiply it by one of the activity multipliers, anywhere from 9 to 14, and that is going to set your base calories. Now, don't get caught up in which activity multiplier you use. As an example, if you do something like CrossFit where you're highly active and you're doing that 5 to 6 times a week, but you work an office job, maybe you're going to use a higher multiplier because CrossFit is a really high intensity activity. Again, don't get caught up with the multipliers. You're going to eventually change them anyway. What you do next is most important. So this is step number 2, is that you have to track everything you eat and drink. Do it in an app. There are so many that are free. There's MyFitnessPal, there's Chronometer, there's Macros Plus. Any free app is going to be a really good starting point for you. So start with your original calories that you multiplied before for 2 to 4 weeks, or as long as it takes for you to stop seeing results consistently. So 2 to 4 weeks is a good starting point for you. 2 to 4 weeks is also a good estimation of if a time comes that you stop seeing progress, that you know that you should adjust your intake. We're gonna keep it simple today and just talk about calories, and I'll get into macronutrients in another video because again, that's what I teach my clients how to do. But the important thing to know is that all other diets I originally listed before work because they create a caloric deficit through some sort of restriction. So the paleo diet, as an example, you're not supposed to eat sugar or starchy carbohydrates, bread, alcohol, anything like that. So that puts you in a caloric deficit because those are highly palatable things that we all love to eat. The keto diet, or a high-fat diet, as an example, puts you into a caloric deficit because it cuts out all carbohydrates from your diet and you're just eating a high-fat and a moderate protein diet. And this puts you in a caloric deficit because you're leaving out all of those carbohydrates that you would probably normally eat. Intermittent fasting, same thing. You're putting yourself into a restricted window of time where you're not eating. So you can only eat for maybe 6 to 8 hours a day. And then those other hours of the day you're not eating, you're spending fasting. So all of those create some sort of caloric deficit. And I think that's where a lot of people get really caught up in dieting and trying to lose weight, is they don't really understand the why of why they're doing X or Y diet. You're doing a diet because it puts you in a caloric restriction, and that is how you lose weight. So if you're tracking your calories and your macros, there's really no food that's off limits. And this is, again, what I teach my clients how to do. I talk to my clients a lot about the importance of eating more healthy, nutrient-dense foods, but tracking calories and tracking macros allows a little more freedom to have some wiggle room for some of those fun foods. Now, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. You can reach out to us on macrosandmetcons.com. And if you liked this video, go ahead and subscribe, give us a like, turn on that notification bell, and we'll see you next time.